Yo, peace. And one raw soul nation. The universe is revolutionary. How y'all feeling today, man? How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing all right. I hope y'all family doing really well, Happy Father's Day. It's Father's Day. Uh, Word to all the fathers, yo. For real. I'm a father. I have a father, right? Uh, I strive to be like my father every day when it comes to taking care of my family. I always tell them, I'm still trying to be like you, Pop. That's real. Honor your parents, mother and father. Uh, but this is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day. It's weird that they put uh, these folks Pride Month in June with Juneteenth and Father's Day. That's no coincidence. So fathers, men, uh, understand that. Understand that there's people and forces uh, against men and fathers in general. It doesn't matter what race, no matter what your religion is, none of that. It's against men and fathers, and it's actually against the core family. So that's mothers and women as well. But the core family and children, the birth and growing and nurturing and building strong children, um, that's a fight and it's a war that's being waged upon the people in general. I like to start off with this by saying what really sparked this video is me having conversations with people on social media about imperialism and slavery and colonialism and all of the confusion and all of that. Well, first of all, I want to say when I talk to black folks or black Americans and we're talking about slavery or colonization and things of this nature, it really bugs me out that people talk to me like I don't already know my history. Like I don't, like I haven't already been studying. Like I'll make comments, I'll make certain comments, and they'll run off a whole line of rhetoric as if I don't know uh, my history, and then they add on their own opinions and feelings and beliefs. So it's not always just about the actual factual information. They want to go off on a lot of other things. Well, what I'm mainly talking about is how tribal, how African tribal leaders are the first sellouts that we know of, and they sold us out, they sold their people out. Uh, Tribal leaders were into slavery before the Europeans. African tribal leaders were into slavery before the Europeans. They're the ones who capture other tribes, other tribal members, enslaved them, and then sold them off to European Caucasians. Whether it was Dutch or Switzerland or Portuguese or whatever. Uh, and it's really strange that people don't see that the so-called Black American leaders of today are the same with just like the African tribal leaders who sell us out for their own personal gain. Um, I'm really tired of this conversation because a lot of the people just don't want the solutions. They don't want to admit to the truth of the matter. Um, there's just a lot of lies, and I can't. I'm not down with them. I'm not down with people acting like they don't know that black on black crime is an issue. It's been going on for years, um, especially when we're talking about the rap industry and what's been produced since the '90s, since the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, when it comes to gangster rap and the amount of violence that's come out of the music and the art that imitates life and the life that imitates art. Conundrum. So I have an issue talking with black people about that because, for the most part, most of the so-called revolutionaries, they're not real revolutionaries because they don't even understand the concept. When I say the universe is revolutionary, God is revolutionary, Jesus was a revolutionary. When they call Yeshua or Jesus was revolutionary, the first one that went against Roman imperialism and was murdered either by Romans or said Jews from Judaism or whatever. So, saying he was hung on a tree in the book. He never died on the cross by the book. But that's another story. But I'm just saying that these people who believe they're revolutionaries, they don't even understand the basic understanding of what we're talking about. Another thing is people giving relationship advice and they're not married. People are listening to young people without knowledge of relationships and marriage, and they're taking their advice, which makes no sense to me. And then these people are always talking about hoes. They're putting hoes on their panel and put hoes on the pedestal. Hoes got the spotlight right now, and it's really garbage. You're not gonna tell me that I should be listening to anybody talking to a hoe. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not gonna listen to anybody that's sharing and promoting hoism all day either, because that makes no sense. And then complain about what hoes are doing. Why are you even complaining about hoes anyway? Hoes are hoes. I was saying God made hoes for a reason. So I'm not into all of that. Y'all aren't talking about decent women. Y'all aren't showing decent women in action. Y'all are talking about hoes and showing hoes. I made a joke that I get on social media and women put their butts in your face all day. I don't know you. Get your neck stinking butt out my face, yo. I'm tired of it. I'm just tired. I'm tired of it, man. I've never been one that was hard up, that was hard to get a woman and all this type of stuff. It's always been easy for me to attract a woman or get a woman. It was just make sure you have a smart woman and the right one. Uh, so, you know, I've known some smart women. I've also known some really dumb women. So I know that there's a difference. I've known some hoes. I know the differences. And I'm not going to live my life chasing hoes. What type of sense does that make? And then complain about the hoe. Complain about whole activity while you involve yourself in whole activity. I'm not doing that. Confusion is fatal. Get your heart and mind right, people. I'm just going off on this because it's the perfect day. It's the perfect day for this. So, y'all need to tighten up, man. Tell these people to tighten up. Get the heart and mind right. Maybe if people start judging again, like the old folks used to do back in the day, judging these silly people, judging these ratchet folks. I don't care if it's men or women. I don't care what race you are. You ratchet, you act stupid. You're not using intellect. I don't care who you are, yo. If somebody comes in my yard trespassing, it doesn't matter what they look like, where they came from. They gonna catch these BBs, yo. Straight up, they gonna catch them, or they gonna catch something, right? So I don't care what you look like. It's not like a black person can come in my yard and trespass and steal something, and I'm gonna be like more lenient on him because he's black versus a white person or someone else or Asian. Huh? I don't care who it is. Matter of fact, if a black person come in my yard trespass, it's gonna piss me off even more because he's supposed to know my plight, right? So if he knows that I'm a black American and I have it hard and I have it tougher than the regular Asian or Caucasian American, and you're gonna trespass my yard and try to steal something from me or take from me, knowing that I work hard every day for my family, I'm gonna be even more pissed, right? So if a black person murders another black person, you should be even more pissed at them than anybody else that murders a black person. If a cop murders a black person, yes, that's terrible. It's horrible, especially a child. But guess what? That's the Roman law squad. They straight from Rome. They're the same ones that supposedly attacked Jesus or Yeshua and all that and put him on the cross and all that. It's the same government. So So you're supposed to already know that if you're knowledgeable, if you're revolutionary, you're supposed to know this already. So you're not supposed to be shocked for one. I mean, it's terrible. Don't get me wrong. I shouldn't even have to say all that. People supposed to know what you're talking about. I shouldn't have to make some type of disclaimer or this and that crap. That's just for weak folks that always trying to find some way to poke at something. Nah, you know what I'm talking about. If a black person murders another black person, you're supposed to be pissed and you're supposed to be on that head. And no excuses. Because they supposed to already know your plight and your struggle. So anybody that go against that is a sellout in my book anyway. People rapping about murdering, selling drugs, and all of that disrespect, they're the biggest sellouts. They getting paid from glorifying your own self-destruction. And anybody that says that that's okay because they love to listen to them or whatever the case, then they're a sellout too. It's simple. It's not something difficult to figure out. I know what a sellout is. Somebody who sells themselves out, sell their own people out for their own personal gain. Whether it's some pat on the back or some profit or monetary gain, whatever it is. If you sell your own people out, especially when it comes to violence, of course you're a sellout. If you're a bypass violence on people, your own people, just because you want to look at some other people and blame them for what somebody has directly done to you, then you got a mental problem. You got a heart problem. It's not me. I'm not the sellout. I'm not the coon because I see what the garbage. I knock anybody out if I have to. You understand that? I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from, what your belief is. I don't care if you're Jew, Christian, Islamic, Kemetic, metaphysical, God body, Pentecostal, Adventist, Baptist. I don't care what you are, Methodist, Buddhist, Taoist. I don't care what you are, yo. I don't care if you're African, Asian, European, North American, South American, Australian. I don't care where you're from. This planet or another planet. You can be from Venus, Mars. You can be from another galaxy. You can be from Andromeda. I don't care, son. I will light you up for my own self-preservation. Do you understand that? My family's worth is worth way more than anything. Right? Blessing of life. From the essence of life. The God, what we call the God. I'm gonna hold that down, son. I'm gonna hold it down, people. It's easy. So, this at one, yo. That's all I had to say. I just had to get that off, yo. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace.